We're actually gonna watch a game together. Uh-oh. Black screen. Oh, I see. Oh, hold on. There it goes. Oh, is this not going to work with ESPN Plus? What's up, man? How are ya? What's up, Shaggy? Oh, I shouldn't have left my glasses at work. I'm already struggling to read. What's up, Fletcher? How you doing? We're already... Oh, I have to edit the title of this. Boom. Better. All right. Oh, Shaggy, have fun with D&D, brother. Wait, what is your class? What are you playing as before you go? You gotta let us know. You gotta let us know. You can't just jump in and say something like that and then skadoodle, you know? Hey, Ella, how are you? It looks like we're gonna run into an issue here because it would appear... I'd like to see the Oilers make this a series. It would appear that ESPN Plus and OBS Studio don't vibe. So we might have to pivot, which means I'm going to be at a huge delay, which is funny because I'm already at a pretty sizable delay just by the way streaming works. So this might get kind of interesting. We're going to see what happens, though. Tempest Cleric. Nice. Nice. It's always fun having a character. I haven't played a lot of D&D. I've dabbled. But having a character who, you know, the other players have to depend on. Real fun situations. Thank you, Chris. I am feeling a hell of a lot better. Hey, Paul. All the way from Cali. Your workday's not over yet, huh? Well, maybe it is. I don't know what you do for a living. I don't think this is an ESPN thing. OBS does this thing. Well, no, I guess different software blocks OBS, I guess is what I should say. And even if I'm not trying to record that video, like I'm not even choosing that as my issue, it just appears to make a black screen. So, yeah. Brandon, thank you so much for the kind words. What's up, Claudio? Yeah, I think it's kind of over for the Oilers, too, Ella. My prediction was Panthers in 6, and God doesn't... Here's the thing, the Oilers, analytically, which that counts for butt kiss at this point, they've played pretty good games, but there's just too much talent on the other end of the ice, and the difference between Skinner and Bobrovsky has been night and day. Mike, how's it going, man? I've definitely seen your comments before. I'm so glad that we won the Toronto series for you specifically, and anybody else who lives in Toronto. Yeah. That could have been real painful for you guys. Real painful. Bird, hello from Italy. What is happening? What time is it in Italy right now? God, what would my guess be? Is it like noon? 1 o'clock maybe in Italy? Do I have that right or do I have that backwards? McDavid 1 point, 2 shots on goal. Kachuk 3 shots on goal. Hyman 3 shots on goal and under 2 goals. I'm guessing in the first. Under 2 goals in the first, I like. McDavid, I think, is going to be pepper in the net. I would expect his shots to be higher than that. Yeah, the Panthers fans being upset about the Draisaitl hit was just, man, it's something, isn't it? Now look, I would be upset if I was a Panthers fan about the Draisaitl hit. Absolutely. I might be a little quieter about it if my team had done what they had done on the way here. Puck off. That makes sense. What's going on? Oilers might be swept. I don't think they'll be swept, but they are cooked, man. They're cooked. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Oilers too, Archie. Like, I don't know how I can't. Do I attempt... What happens if I just go into ESPN Plus? What happens? Like, if I just get over there, does the whole stream just go dark on you guys? Because it doesn't look like it stops my screen. Or my stream. The Canadian Montreal cursed all the Canadian teams to lose a cup. No, Bird. I did. The Montreal Canadiens in 1993, in June, won the Stanley Cup. Good for them. 1:40 a.m. So I had that backwards. I had to go the other direction. Pretty close, though. That was pretty close. So, 1993, June. Guess who was born 2 months later? This guy. I pointed already, so I kind of ruined it. It's fine. And I like to believe that the only reason a Canadian team cannot win the cup is because I exist. And I hope with every fiber of my being that the day I kick the bucket, that glorious day, is the day before a Canadian team wins the cup. And everyone could go, that guy, that was the reason. He held them back for as long as he was physically able. It's exhausting, but I do it. Into the Den, what's happening? I want a sandwich. How's it going? Been a while, I feel like, until since I said hello to this particular username. Okay, you still see me. Well, I haven't actually logged in. I get distracted easily. Very, very easily. Yeah, Eric, CapFriendly, that's actually a pretty big blow for me personally, not to be a whiner, but I spend a lot of time on CapFriendly. It helps me stay up to date on a lot of stuff. Gathering information about all this hockey stuff is, I mean, it takes time, and it's these type of sites that allow me to do a lot of it. So that's a pretty big blow to anybody, any YouTuber about hockey. I'm gonna miss it a lot. I think it's bullshit. And the only thing that I don't think it's bullshit for the Capitals to do what they're doing. It's fun to hate on them for it, but they're taking the guy. It sounds like they bought the website because all these teams use the website. The ton of the NHL uses the website. There's only maybe 8 or 9 teams that have their own format for this. And it sounds like they're going to take this guy who made, or this team that made the website, and they're going to bring them in onto their team. Like they're going to hire them into the franchise there. And then they're going to privatize the website. Great for CapFriendly, for the guys who made it. Good for them. Great. Good for the Capitals, getting more analytics guys and draft geniuses into the mix. I mean, that's just smart business. When the report came out that the NHL didn't like CapFriendly and don't like the transparency that it brings, that's the bullshit part. Why would we want less transparency when it comes to the money portion of the league? That just makes it more suspicious, man. I don't know. It's something that your fan base loves. Every fan base loves CapFriendly. Every single one. The armchair GM thing is great. The free agency tools are great. I don't understand how the NHL can sit there and be like, it's bad for the league. But I can, because Bettman's a fucking idiot. I will never believe Bettman does a good job like for the league. For the owners, fine. Not for the sport. Dan O'Rourke tonight? Oh, that'll be interesting. Yeah, people got very upset when I said that hit would rank, the Draisaitl hit would rank behind like 4 Panthers hits this cup run. And I thought I was being kind of, conservative with 4. I thought it could have been a lot more. All right, I just turned on the game here. Or the pre-show to the game. Let's see if the stream is going to get messed up or what. Look, well, I have the code, so as CapFriendly goes away. Where are people going to make a gajillion crappy HS Olmark trades now? I mean, I guess I'll just have to tweet them. And then people have to correct them on things that they couldn't even possibly look up. Cameron, you want one? Which Canadian team needs one then, Cameron? Which one gets one? If the Bruins win them all, then I don't care. Exactly, same. Dude, Dom Tiano's such a stud. He's such a freaking stud, man. I mean, I don't know how he feels about me. I think he thinks I'm a little too eccentric and whatnot. I haven't had a lot of instances with him. But I got nothing but respect for the guy. I think he does a great job. Just kind of a dry, matter-of-fact kind of dude. Just tremendous amount of work he puts in. And if anyone in the chat who doesn't know who Dom Tiano is, check him out on Twitter. I just can't express enough how much time he spends looking at prospects, Bruins specific prospects, and following them throughout the year. He does articles throughout the year about it. It's just awesome. He does a great job. I respect the hell out of what he does, and it's a lot of work that goes into it. Into the Den, have fun at karate. Karate's fun, man. I haven't done it. I grew up doing a little bit of karate. I was never good at it. I never had the focus for it. I used to get yelled at for like looking around and not paying attention and stuff. Then eventually they just started hitting me, which really worked well, actually. Oh, they just added scouting reports too? That's sick. God, CapFriendly's so great. The hockey guy made a video on this for the CapFriendly buyout. Awesome. I will check that out. Hey, that's another guy who just puts in... I don't know where these guys find the time. I wish I could do so much more. Real life gets in the way quite a bit. Would I want Line A to the Bruins? Not for the current cap hit. Jeez, Z-Pete's. Liquid Audio, I appreciate your concern. No, I'm feeling way better. Feeling way better. I messed up my wrist in the gym somehow, but what are you going to do about that, right? All right, what happens if I turn on the audio of this? So we have this, we have the game up on the other screen. It looks like everything's fine with the stream. Let's try the audio. Audio up. Puck off. I appreciate that. I don't think he has like an issue with me. I just think he might kind of be like, this guy. Fucking all right. Score prediction for tonight. I think if the Edmonton Oilers are going to make this a series, this one's going to be like a 4-2, but like a nail-biter 4-2 kind of thing for Edmonton. Yeah, I want a sandwich. Yeah, we're in a similar boat there. Calgary or Winnipeg? Oh, for the cup. Winnipeg I'd be really cool with, just because it doesn't feel like that team's destined to stay there. Favorite martial arts films? Shoot. The Drunken Master is probably... Oh, what was that really cheesy, stupid movie? God, it's terrible, but I love it for some reason. It's like the street fighting one where there's I'm not even going to remember how to actually explain this movie. But it's just an underground fighting one with like high school kids, and it's so unbelievably cheesy and stupid. And like they train with this badass dude. It's just such a bro movie, and I really, really like it. I can't think of what it was though. You got asked to leave karate? So like sparring a bit too much. Yeah, it can be addicting when you're, not the one getting hit in the face. Ian, Jake wanted to know how many communions you would have to go to in order to consume a full Jesus. I'm gonna go with we're gonna put Jesus at like 6 feet tall. I would say probably in the 160s. I think he was a pretty skinny dude. Somewhere around 13,000 communions, I think. I think somewhere in that. Those wafers are thin, man. I used to love them, though. So I grew up Catholic. Not very religious, but I grew up Catholic, and boy, Whenever they broke out those biscuits, I was like, hell yeah. It's probably kind of offensive to say. I probably shouldn't say that. But I was pumped. I was pumped, though, because that meant Mass was ending. We just got this little snack, and then we were out the door. I learned later to be more respectful, and I guess I forgot that at a certain point. Kung Fu Panda, all-time great martial arts movie. Should we trade for Line A? I just, that cap hit and the price they're going to ask for him, yikes. Line A 75% retained? Yes. I will take that all day. The original Karate Kid's great, and I think the new one, it's 10 years old at this point, I actually really enjoyed. Yeah, Puck Off, I've been meaning to watch that one, where you guys go through all the prospects. Because, I mean, 'tis the season, right? Rocky 5. Is Rocky 5 a martial arts movie? You want to take a shot every time the refs fuck it up? Gosh, I should do a shot per goal night, but every time I do that, every time I do a shot per goal, it's like a 6-4 game, and I'm absolutely slizzard. Wait, somebody actually did the math? 101,000 and 51 bottles of wine. Okay, well, that seems more reasonable, I guess. Did you go to Mass hungry just to eat the snack? No, I had this issue. I don't know if it was with the cleaning supplies they used in that church or what, but I used to turn green and pass out. So I always had to make sure like I ate and was well hydrated because I would literally pass out in the middle of church. I have no idea why. Yeah, I thought Dallas would have been a better matchup for Florida too. But I honestly, with the way Florida's playing, I don't know if it really would have mattered. I haven't watched Cobra Kai. I have heard it's really good. I don't watch a lot of TV shows. Yeah, if I do a shot per ref fuck up, I'm absolutely going to die. Who would we rather have for real cheap? Line A or Dubois? Line A, for sure. Although there's some health stuff there. Oilers suck, go Panthers from Calgary. Hey, pick a side, man. No worries. You can't root for the Oilers if you're a Calgary fan. I've seen some Vancouver fans rooting for the Oilers, which I thought was really weird, but there's not a lot of them, I bet. Never back down! That's what it was! How did you get that off of my terrible description? Well done. Never back down. Yeah. God, it was a dumb movie. Shot every time Bob's helmet falls off. Oh no, I'm in trouble. And I'm getting distracted by what they're actually saying, because this is a good point. The power play has to be better for the Oilers. Special teams in general. Shot per dive, I will die. I will absolutely die. Yeah. I mean, it's a good point. That I don't know who was watching the preview of it, but you need Edmonton to start getting into the dirty areas and actually being able to collect rebounds, but it's so much easier said than done. It's so much easier said than done. How many power plays have Edmonton actually gotten, though? I'm not sure. It was an easy to find answer, though. I bet we can find that out pretty quick. Oh, by the way, they're all going to talk about how great Bobrovsky's been, and he has been great in this series. I do not think Bobrovsky's a great goaltender. I don't care how many things tell me that I'm wrong in that, and I know there's 1,000 stats you can point out that tell me I'm wrong at that. I can't do it. I can't get there with him. They've had 7 power plays, haven't scored a power play goal. Yikes. No Kane tonight? Yeah, I think there's always a conversation to be had about, is it actually good if this guy plays? I mean, the Bruins could have that conversation about 23. When Bergeron and Krejci come back in the lineup, then we can't win a game. Just hoping the game is as dirty as last game. Zach, I don't even blame you. If your team's not involved, yeah, just let things burn at this point. I think Kachuk has finally taken Tom Whistle's spot as the most hated NHL player. I don't know. Sam Bennett and Nick Cousins are right there. You know? Is Nurse out? I thought Nurse was ready to go. Shot every time Kachuk shows his mouth guard. Another killer. That's another one that's going to end my life. You guys don't like me very much. Good goalie, but it's not like he's been exactly challenged either. I thought game one he made a ton of saves that I was like, damn, you flailing asshole. How did you manage that one? And Bob does get goal support, which is funny to say when looking at Edmonton. You'd think they'd be able to support a little bit. Center or winger? We need a center. We need a couple centers, actually, in my book. We also need a winger. And if DeBrusk leaves, which makes this team worse, by the way. If DeBrusk leaves, it makes the team worse. I know some of you are going to argue with that. But God, we do need some wingers in there, too. Boobtitsky? Yep. We refer to Bobrovsky. I can't do it on stream. I can't do it. But we just make a guttural noise for him. There's been a long-standing, and I mean like a 6-year-long joke about that guy for reasons that I really can't get into, unfortunately. Astro, we better keep Heinen. He was fantastic. And if he still wants to stay on a cheapish deal, hell yeah. Just a year ago, Bobrovsky was Florida's number 3. Yeah, the people who were like, oh my gosh, Bobrovsky, he beat the Bruins. No, he didn't. Alex Lyon got smoked. Bobrovsky got smoked. That series came down to something much different than goaltending. I mean, this year, Bobrovsky was fine, but he was still sub 900 through that series, I think. Bennett should be out of the league. Yeah, well, I mean, he's a piece of shit. Smith is in tonight. Florida in the regular season had 1,106 PIMs. Edmonton had 780. Postseason, Florida has 229, and it is 224. Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, Florida is not a penalized team. And I hate it because in years past, people were like, well, things change in the playoffs as far as penalties go. And that statistically isn't true. Not at all, actually. Every series has followed, for the most part, most series have followed a similar route of, especially in the first round, the first 3 games of those series, way more calls are made than the average regular season game. And then as the series goes on, less and less calls get made. Refs don't want to affect the game as much, yada, yada. And that goes for every new series through the playoffs. The Panthers have just been a team that gets to avoid that. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and be bitter about the refereeing. Like, the Bruins deserve to lose that series for much different reasons than the refs. It didn't feel like the fairest shake that we had, but let's be honest, some series just go that way. They just do. I wouldn't say that about the series last year. I wouldn't say that at all. I would say that about series like, obviously the Blues Finals one was really weird the way it switched, where the officiating just took a total 180. Or 2016 against the Senators was one of those ones that I thought the refs literally cost us that series. It was one of the most egregious one-sided series I've ever seen for the refereeing, which is like a whole different thing because it's a decade ago. But now I'm just bitching to bitch. Thoughts on the Jay Leach hiring? Sure, why not? This team's got so much to work on, and I like Jay Leach for the most part. Let's see what he does. Tell Andrew he sucks at texting back. Absolutely. He does. Portia, thank you so much for the kind words. Boston had 190 in 2 rounds. Excellent. Love that. If Florida wins the cup, I can see Florida looking to move Bob. They'd be smart too. I think that's a hot take for sure, but I don't hate that idea for them. I've done plenty of hating in my life, but I don't know if I've hated anything as much as this Panthers team. Flopping, fake tough guys, cheap shots. And that's one of the most frustrating parts about them. And I know that there's Panthers fans who watch this channel too. so that they're probably just seething when we're talking about this kind of stuff. But it's their turn. There's a concept that the Panthers fans are missing in all of this, but we'll get to that, I'm sure. But it is the cheap shots followed by like, I'm gonna fight. Oh yeah, I'll get your face. I'll get your face, and then they won't fight anyone who they have even a semblance of having a hard time with. They just won't do it. They just run and run and run and run, and it's just Kachuk's the worst of them when it comes to that. Well, no, Cousins is the worst of them when it comes to that, but Kachuk is second right behind him. Dwayne Rollison, there's a freaking throwback. My goodness. We have Coyle and Patra, so do we need more than one center? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because Patra... So, in my opinion, we need a true 1C, which isn't available. It's really not. And as much as I'd like Patra to be ready for 2C duties, I don't think he's there. And Coyle, at his best position, is 3C, although I think he did a very admirable job. But if this team was like a true contending team, we'd have two centers that are better than Charlie Coyle on the team. And Patra would spend a little time on the wing until he's ready to take over center duties in a year or two when he's beefed up. If officiating is bad for both sides, Florida benefits. I think in their current construction, yeah. I don't think Panthers fans would argue with that. That they would just be like, that means we're the better team. I was like, fine, yeah. I think Panthers are so unbelievably talented. Just a really tremendous... Oh, ESPN Plus for us. Oh, no, this episode just ended. That makes sense. Does Jay Leach know how to count to 5? God, I hope so. I really, really do. Oh, the game coverage. Now, is this one gonna knock us out? Because this was what I was attempting to watch earlier. Let's see. Pitt versus Nashville. Oh my God. If I was a Nashville fan, I would have never stopped talking about some of those calls. Ever. Stanley is better off getting sun in Florida than ever being in Edmonton. Oilers suck. Guys, can you imagine what they're going to do to that cup? Laser Beam, what's going on, man? I'm going to say plenty of stuff about Panthers and Panthers fans. I don't make overarching statements about the entire fan base. Because, I mean, have you met some Boston fans? I don't really want to include them when people are talking about me. Pat Maroon said I'm trying to fight them, but they won't go. Honestly, that one was one of those, like, Pat, why would they fight you, dude? like, you can't catch any of them. I want to say what you're rooting for Florida. If that team wore the smoke, people would absolutely love them. Yeah, personally, and I mean literally just me, I would be more critical about the egregious stuff. Like, I'd obviously not stop rooting for them or being excited about the finals or the lead in the finals or anything like that. And no Panthers fan should be sitting here pretending they're not happy or anything like that. I think there's a portion of that fan base that is trying to gaslight 31 other franchises because it really is just everybody. It's like we see what Bennett and Cousins and Kachuk do. We see Lundell diving. We see Oliver Ekman-Larsson dive. Like, we all see it. We have frame by frame replays, man. Like, and there's a portion of that fan base that's acting like none of it's happening. Like, none of it's happening. And I think this is actually a point I wanted to make. And actually, Laserbeam, this might be something that resonates with you, or maybe you'll really disagree with it. I think Panthers fans are ruining something for themselves here. A concept. Now, obviously, it's not ruining the cup run. They're fine. They're having a great time. Don't get me wrong. But I think when cups are remembered for certain stories, that it makes them better, especially in the long term. So every single cup run has some sort of subplot to it, right? Something underneath that the rest of the fan bases tend to talk about. Vegas's last year is about the cap and about the cap manipulation. And Vegas fans spent so much time defending it rather than finding their own narrative to support like the cup run, which should have been something like Eichel versus McDavid, or really what it should have been is the superstar hunters. Vegas is the superstar hunters. It's what they want to do. It's what they go for. It's how it works. That's Vegas, baby. But instead, the cup's remembered for cap manipulation. Like, that's what it's remembered for. And obviously, Tampa has the bubble and then the other cap manipulation, and there's always a negative to go along with it. And I genuinely believe the fan base of that team decides how everyone else remembers it. Because if they focused more on the other cool storylines, then there's not like this whole, oh, that's the only thing we really remember from this cup run. Whereas Panthers fans, some of them, obviously, they're fighting so hard to act like none of this is happening, like none of the dirty or borderline plays are happening, and blah, blah, that it's just the only story that anyone cares about at this point. When instead, if they just really bought into the whole, like, this is the league's little brother saying fuck you to everybody, just going total attack mode and saying, oh, was it a borderline hit? I'm sorry, we've taken jokes for decades from you assholes. Excuse me if I don't want to cry with you about the borderline shit. They need to be audacious. They need to be rude. They need to be, this is what it is. Instead of just trying to convince people that it's not happening. You can see it happening. And I think that in the long run, people will remember this cup for that rather than the fuck you presence of the league's little brother becoming the league's top dog. Like, I think the Blues did this really well, as much as it hurts for me to say that, is instead of it turning into some weird officiating stuff and so a variety of officiating stuff, we'll go with that, or some like Binnington drama or anything like that, it was about the rally around being in last place in January, which Edmonton tries to do this, but they were in last place in like early November. Like, all right, whatever. Most of us predicted the resurgence anyway. We're not that impressed. This is long-winded. But like they turned it into something else. So now you look back at that cup and you remember the Gloria, the song. You remember how they were in last place. They rallied around old guy without a cup. They had all sorts of good stuff to go with it, rather than everyone just being pissed off about how they got there. Does that make sense? I feel like it makes sense to me. It's not really a complaint. I just think they're missing out on something there. And you're never going to convince people. The more you try to convince them that it's not happening, like, we're never going to be convinced that this has not been a string of games where every other game there's something that you go, how the hell are they not suspended? And the Panthers have enough talent to be here without all that shit. So it's not even like it's not even me trying to dunk on them or anything. It's just legitimately, there's a lot of borderline hits. But the 2011 Bruins team is not that different. Kachuk only wanted to fight Pasta tells you all you need to know about his character. I mean, Kachuk's character is well documented at this point. They can love him over there. Every team would love to have him. But he's a weasel, man. He is absolutely a weasel. I don't even think that guy would fight me in real life. I'm trying to catch up on some messages here. I honestly have zero problem running 13, 51, 19, and 70 as the centers. It's not even as bad, but it's certainly not a strength for a cup run. And 51 at 2C at his size, he better be much stronger on the puck next year. Although I don't know how much the shoulder injury affected his abilities. What do I think of Merkulov? He needs to take a leap next year. I think he's got a real good shot at a third line trigger man role. Swayman 7.5, Lindholm 8.3, Gensel 8.5, trade Olmark. That still leaves a lot of holes in the lineup with very little money to do anything about it, unfortunately. Morgan Geeky 1C, Ella. I know you're doing it on purpose. Kachuk's game is about mental space he occupies, not his fists. Yeah, the problem is he tries to act like it is about his fists. Like, he does actively, and he does a lot of shady shit behind the play, where there is a universe where they decide to referee him after the whistle when he does things that are pretty egregious, and it hurts his team big time. Does it keep them out of the Cup final? Honestly, I don't think so, but it would make things a lot harder than it's been. Yeah, Barkov I do like. That's the only story that I'm really like happy about. Bob, I just loathe. Paul Maurice, I think, is a fuck. But this Paul Maurice has been on so many loser teams. I just have such a hard time being like, oh man, this guy, what a genius, leading this team to the GM led this team to the Stanley Cup Finals. And Forrest Lane, they also have a bunch of scrap parts that turned into superstars, which is awesome. But that's been happening over a few years now. Is it weird for me to want to trade Lindholm for Dylan? I think so, yeah. Zach, I agree. Pasta did what he wanted to do. He showed up and went for the fight, and I respect that. David, I did not stream last week because I was sick, but I did say earlier in this stream that the cap-friendly thing, Washington isn't as at fault to me. It's like it's a competitive thing. It's the league being really okay with the lack of transparency about their structure that bothers me. Can't root for the Oilers, still pissed about game 1 of the 90 finals. Yeah, fair. Prediction on points for Patra next year? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on that. Let me just hear how the rest of his offseason's going. Panthers are a tougher version of the Habs at their peak. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Which peak for the Habs? Oh, I'm trying to catch up here. What's up, Sly Cooper? Again, love the username. Wolf Warrior, how's it going, brother? Or sister? So I love seeing Dry Guy's flying elbow. I did not love the flying elbow, man. I don't love any of those plays. I used to hate when Marchand was doing his rat shit. I don't like slew footing. I don't enjoy that part. I should probably just clip that rant. You're probably not wrong. Oh, laser beam. Good. This is actually a reply I was looking for. So laser beam, that's exactly it. Like, you saw the punch. You know the punch happened. You get to sit there and go, yeah, he did that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to gaslight you into thinking he didn't do it. And yeah, we're all biased. We're all going to see certain things. Exactly. But you're a realistic fan. And of course, you're going to sit there and be like, fuck you guys. I've been a Panthers fan for all these years, and I've had to eat shit. Like, this is our time. Nothing wrong with that. I totally get that. And yeah, of course you're going to like him punching Marchand in the face. And I'm going to sit there and be like, what a dirty fucking play. Nothing wrong with that. Tom, I'm rooting for the Oilers. Just can't get my head around rooting for the Panthers. No, Lime, is that true? Paul Maurice was coaching that Canes team? When was that, like 2012? What's going on, Metroid? Thanks for jumping in. Joel, how's it going? Oh, Tommy, yeah, maybe I just hate Paul Maurice for different reasons. Smeef, yeah, Pasta went off in the tourney there. And he partied like he was Ovi after that one. If Pastrnak did what Draisaitl did to Barkov, he would get 5 games. Nah, I don't agree with that. If Marchand did, I would agree with that. I feel like Marchand's quick to get suspended. But again, a lot of that has to do with history. But I think they would hesitate the same way they did with Draisaitl for Pastrnak. Because, I mean, he's just so important to the team. And you don't want that to come into play, but it's still a business. Of course it does. God, I love Carlo. As soon as the Puck-Off mentions Carlo, I'm all in. Peak Habs was probably 2014. Peak Habs was in the 80s. What I'm confused what we're talking about with this peak Habs conversation. Do you think Merkulov gets a look at the power play if he makes a roster? Oh, second power play unit for sure. Not on the first, though. I assume the late 2000s, 2010s. Yeah, for the Habs, yeah, that makes sense. That makes way more sense. What's up, AJ? How you doing? Not loud enough. There it is. Skyless, how's it going? It's good to see you, Joel. I hope you've been doing well. Joel's an absolute stud, everybody. You should know this. You should absolutely know this. Marcia would get 15 games. He'd get something. 2010. Oh, that's right. It was the 2010 season. 3 shorties against the Canes in 1 penalty kill. Just beautiful. What's up, Jasmine? Sploots. Carlo, you're really going in on the Oilers here. Oh, I never doubted Barkov was going to play this one. I can't name the 3 shorthanded goal scorers. Absolutely can't. No chance in hell. Because I don't remember it being. I think maybe Andrew Ferentz got one, but I do not remember it being any of the big names of that team. I might be wrong about that, but I do not think it was any of them. Peak Habs last time I checked, that Roy in goal. Oh, Waugh in goal. Yeah, that's my all-time favorite goaltender. Oddly enough, never played for the Bruins. It's going well. Good, Skyless. I'm glad to hear that. Ella, and not only does he have a great personality, Carlo, but he's the guy they send out after every nasty loss. He has to eat shit all the time from the media. All the time they send him out to answer the tougher questions. Wheeler, I forgot Wheeler had one of them too. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it wasn't any of like the big dogs. Did love Paille though. Ugh. Yeah. Shit soils. You nailed it, buddy. God. Where do you guys get these damn names? Ben Bishop was fun. Massive, too. Jimmy Spencer. Yeah, the Celtics better get this done. Because this is... Boston's been waiting for a little something here for a few years. I know. If anybody is in the chat and a fan of a different team... I get it. Boston hasn't waited as long as most other cities, but, you know, once you get used to it, it feels like a long time. Joel, I agree. Carlo, beast in the last playoffs, beast every playoffs he plays in, I feel like. And when he goes down, which felt like a yearly thing at a certain point, the series always changed. The series always flipped. Without Carlo, the whole defensive structure changes. Uh-oh, dog's upset. I'm getting brought dinner. Oh my gosh. Do you want to appear or do you not want to? She doesn't. High quality fiance doesn't want to appear. You could flash the ring in front of the...
I don't know where the camera's at.
This is fine.
I'm stupid. It's okay.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
No, I'm all set. Thank you. No, Velma, go on.
Come on, Velma. She's been very upset.
Good girl.
She's been very upset right now. Come on.
Look at old Maurice. Hold on. Look at old Maurice, huh? Wait, which media did you use for the DM here? Hold on. Oh my gosh, look at that guy. What a nerd. What a nerd this guy is. I don't know, the screen's at such a delay that I can't even tell if that showed up. Murph, I wasn't stroking anything. High quality wife coming soon. It's coming soon to a video near you. You're gonna be in Boston for the watch party, AJ? That's sick. Yeah, Canucks fans just losing it after 2011 was almost as fun as the cup itself. Second longest drought for Boston championships since the 60s. Wow. That's nuts. Would you trade for Line A? He's seeking a trade. Not at the cost that they're going to want, at the cost of his cap hit. I don't think he's worth any of that. I wouldn't hate him as a Bruin, just not for what they're going to be asking for. I have a lovely shrimp taco and asparagus dinner. And I still need to fit in another, like, 600 or 700 calories before the end of the day, even after that. So.
Did I bring you a paper towel?
Oh, you did, but thank you. Making sure that I'm not messy.
Wow. Sorry.
I love you.
I love you too. Come on, Velma.
Velma's getting all upset that she can't stay in the room with me right now. Thank you.
I'm trying. Your screen name dates back a ways. I bet, honestly. He looks like an extra on the Polar Express. Holy shit, that is what Paul Maurice looks like. My god. Wait, did you guys see Velma for a second there? It's so hard with the delays on everything of when you guys see things and when it actually... I can't eat on stream, though. It feels weird. I do hope we see high-quality Oilers. I just want to see... like, I want to see a battle of a series. Man, those fans really turned up, though. That building's gonna be loud. Is there a lore reason why Velma can't stay in the room? Yeah, because she decided to want to get out and then come back in, then get out and come back in, and then Larry would come in and they'd fight about it, and then it would just turn into a whole mess. I'm glad you got to see her for a second, though. Oh, yeah, it's insane how lucky I am as a man. High-quality fiance is... I mean, I have never once asked her to cook me dinner, ever. And she just does it all the time. All the time. I'd like the majority of nights. This is why she never hears the word no from me. It just doesn't happen. Whatever she wants, we're going to have to make work. She's very reasonable, thankfully. You know what she does today? She's a big Swiftie. She's a Swift fan. And I guess today was Taylor Swift's 100th Eras Tour concert. Taylor Swift apparently is putting in the work with that private jet. That's a lot of concerts. And it's also June 13th, which 13 is Taylor Swift's favorite number. I know this stuff because I hate Taylor Swift so much. Because all I ever hear in this house is Taylor Swift because Tiffany loves her so much. These are the things I have to live with, and it's super worth it. But so, they thought that she was going to announce the 2025 tickets for the next concert run or whatever. So she's just been waiting by her phone all day to find out, so to see if she could buy tickets for it. She's already seen Taylor Swift, like, I don't know, 4 times, I want to say, which is really lucky because, again, that's hard to do, and we're very blessed people. She works very hard, though. She's like an actual smart person who makes good, semi-good money. Game on. Hell yeah. How would I feel about Draisaitl on the Bees? I would have a boner for infinity. I don't know. It'd be like having 2 Pasternaks. Like, just... very exciting. Edmonton eats corn the long way. Do I think the 7th pick with Ottawa or 10th pick from New Jersey are attainable in an Ullmark-centric trade? I actually think the 7th is more attainable than the 10th because it feels like New Jersey wants Markstrom so very badly. Uh-oh. Already a shot for McDavid, whoever made that bet earlier about the 2 shots. Am I really as cut as the video you posted a few months ago, or was that photoshopped? putting in the work. Thank you, Tommy. That's just, I don't know how to react to compliments, but I've been bulking over the last, I mean, I actually look kind of thin in this, but I've been bulking over the last couple of months to actually get strong in the gym because I've never actually been strong in the gym. So right now, no, I am not all cut up, but that was after like a 3-month pretty serious cut. Yeah, I think the 10th goes to Calgary for Markstrom. I really do. Oh no, am I ahead? Hold on. Am I ahead of people? AJ, thank you so much, man. And congratulations to your soon-to-be 4 years. It's a fair trade. You get hockey, she gets her Swift. Yeah, the amount of hockey she has to put up with. Which former D-man, second or third pairing, would you like to have back in their prime? I'm trying to remember where he spent the majority of his time. Because I want to say Seidenberg. But see, this is how bad I am with the memory. Because I think he spent a fair amount of time on the first pair. I'm ahead. Okay. Hold on, I think I can fix this. I just rewinded 30 seconds, so that should make me behind. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't like that crap. Yeah, Seidenberg was paired with Charov most of the time. Yeah. Boychuk, though. I'll take Boychuk all day. Yeah, and then Boychuk this puck off of Boychuk, yep. McDavid looks pissed. I think McDavid's realizing truly that he might be the greatest player in the world. Oh, that was a little scary. I think McDavid's realizing that he's not going to get a lot of chances like this. He's really not. I don't think he trusts the organization enough to put him here enough times. Can we get McDavid? No, we can't. Dude, Quater? Ugh, I would love to have Quater in his prime, too. And, you know, even the way the game's changed over the last 10 years, I mean, he's still... Yeah, he would still absolutely fit in so well, even with his hard-nosed play style. Ah! Cody Ceci back in, huh? He was bench game, too, right? It isn't that you are ahead of us on the stream, it's that chat is pretty far behind you. Well, that just gets confusing, I want a sandwich. High school sweetheart. Wow, AJ. That's pretty insane. You don't see a lot of that these days. That's awesome. Kevin Miller was such a trooper, too, especially near the end of his Bruins tenure. Terrible luck injury-wise, though. What time am I at? Yeah, I've got 2.5 minutes in to the game. I'll just sit here, though. If it's a pretty large delay, that's fine by me. Because everyone's on different... It sucks that everyone has to be on basically different times. Because some people stream it legally, some people stream it illegally, some people on different channels. $16.50 left. $16.48 here. Oh! Every time Verhaeghe has the puck, you can bet that's going to the net. I just hit 1648. Yeah, so that's actually the difference in the chat, as I Want a Sandwich said. Because I'm at 1648, but you guys are like 20 or 30 seconds behind the actual stream itself. Does that make sense? That makes sense.
Yeah, Oilers in 7, I would love. Even Panthers in 7 would be awesome, but like 7 would be ideal for sure. I'm not ready to say goodbye to hockey yet on the season. I know a lot of people are just so frustrated with how everything went that they're just like, I just want it all to be over, but I don't know. I just really like hockey. I'm sure they do too. I think Edmonton's still on the offseason looking to upgrade on Skinner. Finals giving 2011 vibes? I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Celtics are helping me cope too, and I'm not even a big basketball fan. I'm a fair weather basketball fan. I watch in the playoffs. That's pretty much the only time I'm watching. Asparagus? If it goes to game 7, then I hope the Oilers lose 3-1. Is that an important score to you, or? Puck off, I'm so excited to go to dev camp. Like, I'm going to be there the majority of the days. I'm going to finally meet some people who are also, like, in that sphere. I'm really excited about that. AJ, dude, last year after the Bruins were eliminated, I barely watched the playoffs. I mean, that was so unbelievably devastating. And obviously, there's all sorts of asterisks you can put on the Bruins' performance of the injuries and, I mean, all the things that hit at all the worst possible time. But it doesn't change the fact that it happened. And there was so much promise to that. Yeah, Hyman needs to make a better decision on the wall there. We're calling that? Oh, boy. Last year is going to hurt forever, for sure. Glad it wasn't us losing to Cassie's team? Sure. Zach, I'm right there with you. That's a soft call. Oh, that's what they're calling? Oh, never mind. Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. Yep, see, this is what replay is for. Do you think putting Bergeron back in was a mistake last year? It's a hard thing to talk about because, yeah, right? Like, that seems pretty clear. But how do you sit him? Right? And then, of course, you have Olmark staying in all the way up until game 7 when you start. It's a lot of decisions there. It's tough. But, yeah, I think him sitting an extra game would probably have done us well. And maybe not playing all 82 games. That would have been pretty tremendous, too. Dev camp on the 4th. I think I'm going to be there on the 4th. But I'm certainly going to be there the few days before that. Can we speculate on Olmark's no trade teams? I mean, if you want to throw a guess out there, I'm all down. If Swayman started game 6, we probably won. I mean, ifs and buts, you know. Stop talking about last year. Fine. I think putting Marshy back in was a mistake this year. Oh, okay. Connor Brown, we could probably have figured that wasn't going in the net. And then he misses wide. They have their very own Zaka. Or Geeky, actually. Take your pick on that one. Sorry, I was reading something and then I got distracted. Oh, and then you give it right back. Do you remember when the Bruins used to move the puck like this on their power play? So awesome. Yeah, Marchand going back in the lineup this year. The team was so weak offensively, it was an impossible thing to sit him. So I'm going to go with it was still the right decision because even with winning Game 5, there's just no offense to speak of. The team needs so much help. Should the NHL go back to the 1-8 conference seeding? I don't care.
It should. It should. It's rude of me just to say I don't care. It should. But it's hockey, so like the 8th seed and the 1st seed aren't far enough apart typically for us to really overreact. And yeah, every year someone talks about a series happening too soon. It's fine. It just is what it is. It happens in every sport. And obviously, the West and the East, typically one's stronger than the other, so we're either way, we're going to get a second round matchup where you're like, wow, that might be a finals matchup. Favorite moment was Carlo's empty net shot attempt. God, which one was that? Because you're telling me I know which one. And now I'm not remembering it. Yeah, shit soils, that's exactly what I mean. And I know there was the whole, like, we speculated about, obviously, his dad had some health stuff going on, and so his dad was supposed to be at the game, and for that game 82, but it just didn't make sense. You have so much on the line. Why? Just crazy to me. I don't know if there's anything we could have done this year after going down 3-1 in the series. Oh, no, there was a reason the Panthers were favored as much as they were. Morgan Geeky is elite at missing open shots. What country do you got winning the Four Nations tourney? I don't even know who's in it. This is how bad I've been about keeping up with the past couple of weeks. Canada. I think that's an easy one, right? Watch along live streams during the Bruins game next season. I want to do more of that, where we could all just hang out. I wish I could display the game. It'd be way more fun, but you didn't miss anything. Nothing special happened. No President's Trophy has won the cup since they switched to divisional seeding. I wonder if that does have something to do with it. The 50... Did that say the 50-50 was already up to 4.4 million? That's not right. Or was that like some sort of lottery? That had to be a lottery ad. Oh. I know, Lime, which one you're talking about for Carlo now. Oh, here we go. Ugh. That's the thing, is they can't get inside. The defenders are so good. Even with Draisaitl or McDavid, they're so good at staying in front of him. And then on the other end, you have Nurse sitting back on him by 8 feet, allowing him a free shot at the net. God, Darnell Nurse is so overpaid, it's insane. Susul for Olmark and Lindholm, sign Montour, Zadorov, and Tanev. I'm pretty sure, throwing this out there, Ottawa says no. A lot to that. They hang up the phone pretty quick. Oh, you put I wish right after. Okay, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. Every player besides Dry in the Stanley Cup final annoys me. I like Barkov. I don't know how you couldn't like Barkov, you know? I don't like that they try to pretend that he's the same as peak Bergeron, but that's probably, you know, just me talking about the greatest defense. Come on! You think Bob is deserving of a cup? I think Bob's an asshole. That's just rude. Why am I so rude? No, I just refuse to believe that Bob's a great goalie. There's every statistical evidence you could possibly need. There's all the videotape that you would ever need to tell me that he is a great goalie. But no matter what, I just can't believe it. Just won't believe it. I get to choose. Everyone gets to choose a player or two
that they don't have to be reasonable about. Bob's one of mine. I'm not reasonable about Bob. Holloway again fails a clear. Wow, dude. In it to win it, right? You know this is game 3 and you're down 2-0. Maybe you should get the puck out. Oh, God, it's like I'm watching the Bruins. Bob gets in the Hall of Fame? Oh, for sure. 2 Vezinas? Come on. Bob was not the only reason Florida gets through any round last year. Bob was awful in the first round series for the large majority of it. And honestly, this year he was bad in the series against us in round 2. Edmonton gonna end the series the way they started the season, the way they started it. It fucking looks like it. Oh, hey, Echo, how's it going? I think Ottawa is easier to convince, Carlo, for an Olmark trade than New Jersey is. One of the few penalties that they have to call. Yes! Let's see this vaunted Edmonton power play, which actually, at least for the first game, I was in and out of game 2. The power play for Edmonton looked amazing in game 1, and they just couldn't get it by Bob. And it was Barkov, Bergeron-esque my ass. He's nowhere close. I'm just gonna munch on asparagus and maybe take the occasional bite of a taco. I apologize for everyone who, who's watching me. Because I don't like eating in front of people, but... Come on! You gotta hit the net there! You're McJesus! Need some asparagus? Need some energy? Woo! Nice little ping on that. Bob really hasn't looked lights out since first round. The Blue Jackets versus Tampa. You want to talk about it? I mean, that has to be worse than last year's loss for the Bruins, right? No, I guess not. I gotta stop bringing it up. Lime, you don't like asparagus? Oh, I love spinach. I think there's spinach on these tacos. Oh, I'll rate the taco, yeah. Just know that the taco made by the fiance can probably hear me, so that might affect the rating. $10 out of 10 flawless. Come on, Boosh! God. Yeah, I don't know how they're eating multiple Bouchard. I see what you guys were talking about with Draisaitl. Holy shit. He knows he wanted more on that one. Taco over mass wafer? Barely. Barely. Those things are a 9.8 out of 10. Just that little cardboard taste really gets me jazzed up. I've never hated a team like I hate Florida. And you're just saying that in general, like Tampa and Florida, I'm sure. I have a bet with my son, goalie Bob will lose his mask in this game. Pop off. Echo, brother, you're going to win that bet so handily. How much you taking him for, you know? Oh, they've got to start scoring on these. Oh, you guys love going wide blocker, huh? $10? That's a free $10. I say kick Florida out of the U.S. I think they might do it themselves.
Yeah, I don't think Jasmine did. I didn't have to live through too much Habs dominance, or really any, I guess. I do remember the early 2000s where it wasn't very much fun playing them in the playoffs. Well, whenever we made them, for that matter. I mean, again, it's one of those power plays where you've created multiple good looks. Nice dangle, Perry. You got multiple good looks. You got the puck. Maintain possession. No goal, though. All right, Nurse, make a play. Oh, you right. Goalie Bob is Bob Asenza, for sure. God, we love Goalie Bob. Oh, shoot the puck. I have this answer. So shoot the puck says, help me stop feeling like the league is rigged in favor of the Panthers. Everything that's happened, and Colin Campbell still being in the position he's in, and his son, the Panthers AGM. So, couple things here. If you want to believe that it's rigged for the Panthers with a Campbell name attached, you gotta be worried about the validity of the 2011 Cup. You can look deeper into that. But also, the day that I believe the league is rigged is the day I stop watching hockey. Like, there's no fun in that, right? Just what's the point? The NHL is so unbelievably incompetent, man. For them to, even if they were just like, hey, lean a little in the direction of Florida, I feel like it would leak. I feel like it would genuinely leak. I feel like it's way easier to look at these refs and just be like, this is incompetence for the most part. And yeah, sometimes teams seem to get a better run of refereeing luck. I'd hardly say that it's been every single game, though. And honestly, even the back half of the Bruins Florida series, it got a little bit better. It's easy, especially when, and I mean, I'm guilty of this too. You're biased. You look at your team. You see your team being done wrong. People said that about Bruins in series where they won for years. It's just part of it. Yeah, it looks suspicious sometimes, but I don't know if there's been anything quite so bad and consistent that I've been on that page that I feel like it's actually rigged. And I can't possibly give the NHL enough credit to think that they could actually pull that off. Also, it doesn't benefit the NHL at all. It does not. Historically, that market has not been good and consistent. I don't know why you'd be like, hey, if they win this cup, you're going to sell less merchandise if the Panthers win a cup than you would of virtually any other team that was in the playoffs. Smaller fan bases. This isn't me dunking on the Panthers either. It's literally, I mean, it's a literal factual statement. You're not going to suddenly have this great amount of new fans or anything like that. You'll have some new fans, but you're still going to have bigger paydays with more popular teams winning cups. It just doesn't benefit them. Oh, God, don't even talk to me about Byron Dafoe. Love that guy. Carlo, enjoy the ribs. If I could pick a new Bruins goal song, what would you choose? Alright, this is turning into name a song. My God. What's a good one? Wait, that doesn't make sense. Because now I'm just thinking of songs that I like, and none of them actually work for a good goal song. I fully recognize the nonsense of Campbell's shenanigans and am aware of how it makes the cup less legit. However, Berube said stop calling, and they stopped calling. None of that is incorrect. AJ, have fun watching Bridgerton. I don't know if that's what you want to do, but I'm going to believe it is because you love your missus. Bettman's time is officially over. Time to move on. He's now costing them money more than he's making them. Yeah, time to move on would have been when he his first lockout, where he fucked it so bad. That set the league back 20 years. What's up, Squeaky? Uh-oh. Whoa! Certified hash brown moment. That's the song. Lime, it's not lost on me how much I think of LimeWire when I see your name and profile picture. Panthers win the cup, but their free agents are going to want more money. Buddy, their free agents already want a ton. I think winning the cup actually makes it more likely that they want to take a team-friendly deal. Utah Yeti ain't happening, or at least not for a year. Shipping up to Boston, that's the first one that kind of came to mind, but I was like, eh. They're doing Utah Hockey Club for the year. I think they're going to end up going a different direction for the second year. Florida needs a cup or else the Fairweather fans don't show up and they're a league revenue-sharing team on the negative side. Yeah, you'd still make more money if a team like Boston or Toronto. Toronto, the amount of money, like, why didn't they get a bunch of calls in their favor? You know? Like, that's the team where you go, holy crap, it doesn't matter how much a small market team improves. Like, Toronto, you would make a fortune with them winning. AJ, I just love a happy wife, to be honest. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Have a good night. I like Utah Yetis, too. Everyone's delusional. I'm thinking they could get Sam Reinhart. Yeah, Reinhart's going to cost like 10 mil. Not happening. Not for the Bruins, at least. Oh, no. Utah's not taking a year off. They're just going by the Utah Hockey Club for the first year. And then they'll change the name to a permanent one. I didn't see a slash. I did not watch the StatCast last year, unfortunately. Or the StatCast series. As a Canadian Bruins fan, Oilers need to win. I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you. Zach, I think you're stuck on the fact that, like, hey, there's gonna be money there regardless from those teams where this team is costing money. But in my mind, the margin of a win for this team that already makes money gets so massive that it just doesn't matter if all of a sudden this team is just slightly positive or even just flat out positive. I do feel bad for people in Arizona, and I feel bad for me because I'm in Arizona in October this upcoming fall, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm finally going to get to see the Yotes live at their arena. That's going to be really fun. Nope. My life is not hard, but that makes me sad. I have no idea what that call is. Wow. That's a brutal call. What is that? If Liesel earns an at least semi-permanent roster spot, where are they slotting him? Preferably second line. Likely third, but preferably second. I mean, it's definitely a slash up, like, right above the glove. The problem is, it's a tap. He barely touches him. He just kind of puts his stick there. I'd be, if that call went against the Bruins, I'd be like, come on now. Really? Maybe they're trying to tell them that they're going to call the game clean the whole way. I don't know. Come on, Boosh. Look at this defense, though. They just stay in front of them. I mean, it's 5-on-4. They can't find any space. Oh, Draisaitl, cut in. Cut in, cut. Ah, he's going to loop around. Okay. That's a nice save. Good tracking there. And also, something this PK is dry. You've got to get something on these shots, brother. Nice keep. Oh! Boob Titsky with a big one! Puck off, you referring to the one where he slashed McDavid in the nuts, or? That's a great save. Oh, that's a bad shot. See, this is the thing. You give credit until you see the whole story. Yikes. I'm sorry, Jasmine. What the fuck did you... What? You hatched a baby leopard gecko? What? Is that legal? Uh-oh, that was scary. Bob Flopsky. Yeah, Jasmine, so it's got to be some sort of... Did you buy the eggs and then you have to try to hatch them and you're not sure if you just got scammed with a bunch of dud eggs, or... Too bad his helmet stayed on. The puck's out! Ah, Kachuk throwing elbows again. Look at, as soon as his back's turned, he runs over to do it. You fucking peasant. He's such a pissant. He's so... The flying reverse elbow is just beautiful. How many roughings out of the scrum? Maybe 2, 1 on each side. Wow. Look at the sniper shot on Bob. Oh, no. Is he okay? Anyone check him? Check him for bullet wounds? Nothing? It's got to be Kachuk and Holloway, right? No way he doesn't get called. Wait, you're gonna... Whoa, what? Did you see? Look at this. Kachuk runs over. He's throwing elbows, reverse elbows. He goes after him, punches him twice in the back of the head, and because he gets jabbed, well, now he's gonna. Well, of course, he can't be the one to go to the fucking penalty. My God. How does this guy get away with it? Yeah, Kachuk, yeah, that's what he does. He always goes for, as soon as their back's turned, goes right for him. Wow. All right, now I want to read about this gecko thing. Hold on. You actually bred geckos. Wow. That's super impressive and cool. It's the weirdest fucking hobby, but that's... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Why is that Oilers fan cheering? I think she's confused. Well, Jasmine, best of luck to the rest of your eggs. That's a bad turnover. And bad defense. Jeez, get your stick on him. What are you doing? Oh, Ekholm's usually better than that. Yikes. What is this final? Yeah, the final's not super sexy. Not a super sexy final. I would really love the story of that one Edmonton fan who was cheering her mind off after they got scored on. She seemed like a nice lady, though. Maybe she had a few already, you know? Maybe she saw the writing on the wall and she's like, time for some drinks. I'm not going to get mad at that. Oh! Into the den, welcome back. The Florida Panthers just scored with a minute left in the first. Yeah, McDavid's gonna have to go to nuclear, man. Draisaitl too. Four seconds, there's still time. There you go. Yikes. The last truly entertaining final was 2019. All right, well, we didn't need to bring that final up, though. We didn't need to do that. Ekholm collapsing under the weight of the defensive responsibilities of the entire Oilers team. Oh, Oilers analytics. I forgot about him. That guy's a psychopath, though. Late period goals allowed. That's our specialty. They're stealing our look. It does, honestly, the Bruins took the Panthers as far as any other team in the playoffs, so, you know. I want an overtime Game 7. I need it. I deserve it, I think. All the suffering Bruins fans have done over the last couple of years. I cannot believe Kachuk did not get called for the flying elbow. Crazy. All right, I'm going to take just a couple minutes to actually scarf down this meal, and I'm going to do it away from camera. And I'm just going to say hello to my lovely fiance for a second. So I will be back shortly, just a couple of minutes. All right. Hello, friends. The chair is excellent. No shield. The chair is excellent. Oh, demand to see the dogs. Actually, this is a good time. This is a good time. Thank you for the $2 also. That's extremely generous of you. Hold on. Bella, come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hello. Come say hello. Or Larry, somebody come up. Say hello to... See, you're even looking at it for a second there. You were for a second. Why are you fighting me now? You get to see Larry. Velma ran away. She didn't like it. What? And then there's Velma. Oh, she's so perfect. This is my perfect... Oh, and then Larry is going to take over because he's mean and can't let anyone else have attention. That's not him. Alright, so someone gave me money and I showed the dogs. I guess that makes me so like the world's weirdest prostitute. I don't know. A sex worker? Whatever they're supposed to be called. Someone sent me a tip, so I had to show the dogs, and now I feel like I'm doing things for money. Don't give me that look. Don't. Get out of here.
Do you want me to leave them or take them?
Please take them.
But they're so bad.
They are so bad. Oh no, they're bad for you.
He keeps trying to eat the drywall.
Alright, well he has to stop eating the drywall.
Try telling him that.
Oh, you should tell him that.
I have like 8 times. I kind of want to die now. Come on, Velma.
Thank you. Alright, so they were the dogs.
And now he's in the bathtub.
And now it's Larry's in the bathtub. Okay. We're doing great. Yeah, I'm sad that the season's coming to an end too. And drafts are the same for me. They just don't do it for me. And I do get excited about it, but the excitement like lasts for a week. You know? Scared to see the Bees lineup next season? Honestly, same. Hey, Squeaky, it's worse than just no first rounder. It's a lot worse than that. Part of me wonders if they don't go hard in free agency and just see what they got, save money and picks. They've got to fill in some of the edges. Just read that T-Swift Eras Tour is ending in December. Uh-oh. It wasn't a dump. It was just me scarfing down food. OVK, what's up? Oh, so many comments for the dogs. She doesn't have a Bruins jersey because she eats things. Although, at this age, she hasn't eaten something in a while. Maybe we do try it. The third dog we have, so there's Velma, there's Larry, and then the third dog is Zed, who doesn't make appearances as much. Damn it, I knew someone was gonna start asking for nudity. Ella, thank you. I will tell her that she's a queen. I want a sandwich. You're right. The Bruins need to be bad for the draft to be interesting, and I don't want that. Yeah, Z as in YYZ. Exactly. You nailed it. I actually have no idea why Tiffany named him that. He was, like, that's her soul dog. And honestly, a big part of why she knew that I wasn't the worst human being on the planet is the first time that I met Zed, I went over to the house that she was staying at, and
he at the time couldn't be in the room with another dude. Like, did not like men, was terrified of them. She has raised him since day one. He's never been abused. He was an outside dog for the first year because of her family, but he had never been abused or anything. But he could not be. He was so anxious and terrified of men, he just couldn't be around them. For some reason, when I met him, he just walked right up to me, laid his head in my lap, and fell asleep. He was like, I love this guy. Boom. And I think that's when she was like, hey, this guy might not be all that bad. Gosh, I want Edmund to make this a series. Please win this stupid game. Didn't something's Bruins say that Ottawa's considered trading down and we might trade Ole for him? I mean, I would love to trade Olmark for a high quality prospect. I think that'd be awesome. I think that's more likely than us trading for the 10th pick. I still don't see it as like a likely thing, though. Jasmine, it would take a lot of pieces either falling off a cliff or leaving. I mean, because right now there's just too much structure, particularly in net and defensively, for us to be like a bottom 10 team in the league. Or, of course, just a terrible injury year. When you met him, did you have the long hair? I did. I do. Dog Whisperer. I do get along with most dogs. It's very rare for a dog not to vibe with me. That's true. Something's Bruin isn't exactly a reliable source for all of the information, but that is part of the conversation. Yeah, watching the legends of the game get older is really weird. It's kind of awkward to watch, and then you realize that you're also getting older, so. I'm probably the only streamer right now that's drinking milk. I did embrace the hockey offseason a little bit by going golfing. I am a terrible golfer. I've only been on a course a couple times in my life, and I hadn't touched. I am a milk drinker, certified titty boy right here. I hadn't touched a golf club in 6 or 7 years, and my job was sending some people to a charity event, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna go get drunk on a golf course for a work day and play some golf. And I was terrible. Holy was I bad. I was really, really, really bad. But it was a good time. There was a special hole. Sure. A special hole where you could gamble on it. It was the starting tee was surrounded by water. And they were like, hey, if you hit it within this specific area, you bet $20, you could win 40. Double your money. Now, I'm terrible at golf. So I walked up and I gave her $20. I was like, this is a donation to your charity because this ball is about to go straight in the water. And as I'm walking up to the ball, this woman goes, hey, this could be the best shot of your day. And I don't know what it was, but something inside me just inflated with confidence. I was like, yeah, this could be the best shot of my day. And I lined up and I hit that sucker so hard into the water, it looked intentional how fast it went into the water. So it wasn't my best shot of the day. But for a moment there, I thought it was going to be. Milk is an underrated beverage. Into the dead. Life has passed Gretzky by so much, he says Barkov is better than Bergeron. Even he is not immune to recency bias. It's tough luck, but it happens. SAT score comes out tomorrow. Hope it's better than the Oilers right now. A 2 is still pretty bad, Ella. Mods want you in the voice chat. I can't jump in the voice chat right now. I can't do it.
That seems like a really, really terrible happenstance. Hold on, there's only like 2 people in the voice chat? What could possibly be happening in there right now? What could possibly be happening? Well, if anyone's curious, the Discord is going, and there's currently a small little watch party going on in there. So feel free to join and jump in there if you want to. Yeah, I mean, he can say whatever he wants about Barkov. He's watching one run of playoff hockey and deciding he's the best defensive forward of all time. Like, come on. When I golf, my golf balls have a magnet for water. Doesn't matter how good I am that day, I'll find water if it's nearby. Man, you should have seen some of the shots. It was the only good drive I had was when we were close to a group in front of us, but I was like, there's no way. I'm just gonna hit it. And of course, it was like 280 yards right at him. I was like, okay, great. Didn't hit anybody though. Nobody died. It's been all downhill for the Oilers since those titties. Short shift pod 18 minutes ago. Wait, what? What did Thomas tweet now? Since those titties. Wow. Ed Boobton, that's a good one. Yeah, it looks like the Panthers are awake now too. This is such an uphill battle for Edmonton. And honestly, the crowd's kind of out of it. They need something to cheer for here. Great song. Yeah, I mean, he's not exactly wrong. I can't believe that Edmonton has scored, what, 1 goal this series so far? Insane. God, they're cooked. They're so cooked. No, I did not see I'm just here for the riot. Cooked. Absolutely cooked. What a chance. Cooked. I mean, if Hyman's not going to break the seal, then who is? Absolutely cooked. Oh my gosh, did it work? Did all the cooking work? Faux goal! Faux goal! What a shot. Going high glove on Bob. Who could have guessed? Probably every fan base that has watched this fucking Panthers team yelling at their team to go high glove and no one wants to do it. What a goal. What a nice shot. I knew insulting them enough would work. This final is pretty buns, but maybe we can get excited about this one. They needed something to cheer about. Oh, it was actually low glove. Yeah, maybe I need to retract that statement. But yeah, glove side, man. Yeah, I do think Dallas would have been a better final, but again, I don't even know if it would matter. Panthers team is buzzing. Hey, Boston Red Sox 49, are you an oil man? That's a 5-on-5 goal, too. Oh, this crowd's buzzing now. They needed something. Bobwifsky. God, his name is just brilliant for whatever you want to do with it. And Sam Bennett with the... We talk about it actually all year too. I hate that play. On the wall, coming down the side, and decide to just try to this high shot, sharp angle. You clear the puck for the other team when you miss it, and a lot of times it results in that kind of breakaway. Uh-oh. Low Glove Panthers fan? Hell yeah. A nice shift, though, by the Panthers to... I've abandoned my child. Apparently I have poor streaming. Oilers do need the next one. Surprised by how well Skinner's played since being pulled in round 2. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been a disaster. I think they still want to upgrade his position, but I drafted Skinner in my fantasy league because I was like, this dude's like dark horse Vezina candidate if the team can play the way I thought they could in front of him. And Skinner's second half of the year was just awesome the year before. And then for 2 months, I suffered through him being absolute cheeks. And then, of course, as soon as I move away from him, he turns into a stud again. At least the Oilers are leading in shots on goal. Yeah, we all know that's how you win the game. We all know. A hockey guy, how are you? Yeah, there's nowhere to go there. Also, his own guy kind of took his lane, but whatever. Skinner is just a mustache. But is he a good one? Yeah, and then Zach, then he turns into exactly who I thought he was going to be. But I held on to him for months. For months. No, we need a Corey Perry hit that turns into a goal. That's what we need. Who's winning the deserve to win-o-meter? I'm going to guess Edmonton is. Oh, a little flubber. Ugh. If you weren't streaming this game, I wouldn't be watching. I want to engage with the finals. I want to be excited about a team winning the cup, and it'll be a team that hasn't won in a very long time. Or ever. Like, that's cool. It's just... Man, at least if Dallas was in it, I could just outright root for them and not have any sort of hesitations. And I want McDavid to get one just because, I mean, best player in the world should have one. Clever Asia wouldn't be watching the game. Fair. Why does every Oilers player look the same? They're like the Islanders West. Uh-oh, my game froze. It does feel a bit icky rooting for Edmonton. For a couple of reasons, I guess. Well, I hope this kicks back in. Why are we freezing? Hopefully a quick little refresh can help us here. I'd be pretty upset if ESPN Plus just went down during the finals. God, no wonder. I mean, I'm not saying
I illegally stream hockey. I am saying that I sometimes illegally stream hockey. No, I don't. I'm not putting that in the universe. I'm not doing that. But it is a joke with all these streaming services how poor the product is half the time. Oh, that's funny. The 94 Cup. That's true, Puck Off. No, I saw the goal. It just came back up for me. Edmonton and Florida, two places that would be caught dead in. The funny thing is, before the series started, it was just Canadians talking about how much they hate Edmonton and the Americans talking about how much they hate Florida. Like, it's just the battle of the two places that neither country wants to keep. I don't want to keep complimenting them, but this defense from the Panthers, just tremendous, man. They are body on a man. At least hockey belongs in Edmonton. I will say, although I have some opinions about Tampa and their fans. Amalie Arena down in Tampa Bay, awesome. Really great place to watch a hockey game. Where doesn't hockey belong? The desert, apparently. Apparently it doesn't belong there. The less icky one. Well, Kane's not in tonight, so that makes it a little easier. Just love how the Lightning average more fans than the Rays. Do they actually? It doesn't belong in Vegas. Yeah, no, Arizona has done a great job trying to supplement the whole hockey fandom thing. They really did get screwed a little bit, but the ownership of the team was horrible. The team was so poorly run that no matter how much you talk about how it didn't work out there, I don't know how you point at anyone but the actual franchise itself. They went to 5 different owners, and you're sitting there going, none of you ever put, outside of like 2 outlier seasons, a good product on the ice. I mean, ever. Like, no wonder you could never actually, even when they went to the conference finals, that crazy run, they were shit within a couple of years after that. Like, they never had an extended run of, like, care about us, you know? And the amount of time they spent well below the cap doesn't help. Yeah, Puck Off, exactly that. Exactly that. Doesn't belong in Atlanta. Oof. Yeah, Matt, I agree with that. I think the Bruins really gave the Panthers some trouble in some areas. I think they should have had one more win in there that kind of didn't come to be, but I thought that series could have really gone 7. But I do think Panthers were the better team and deserved to move on. Love to see hockey in Mexico. Hell yeah. Utah jerseys are boring. It feels like a cop-out. Jeez, that's a crazy stat. Yotes had more players on LTIR than they did their active roster with more than 2 seasons on a contract that wasn't in the ELC. It's a lot of stipulations there, but if you chew through it, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, Ella, I think that's a big part of it is the goaltender interference and the way that game was officiated in total. It felt like that one was one of those
I mean, we're definitely not beating this team 5 times. It felt like that was a win that was kind of snagged from us. But you still had a chance to win that game, and you didn't. So you can't just sit there and only blame the refs for it. Or at least I try not to, because it's not very enjoyable for... Oh! Wow, that was wide. I didn't know it was wide intentionally, but maybe a little too intentional. Dude, Draisaitl's having a fucking game here, man, and not a good one. The only viewer of that game. Tumbly Muffin, sent wide. Yotes still have more wins past the second round since 2004 than the Leafs. Hold on. The Yotes have more wins past the second round. Let me think here. I think it goes longer than 2004, right? Because the Leafs have never won 3 rounds of hockey in a row, ever. So they haven't won a lot of games in a third round. Just trying to think of all the years. I don't think it's going to suck without Jack, because the current form of Jack is not the best form of Jack. I got nothing but respect for the guy, but it was time. Wow. Good saves by Bob. Good saves by Bob. That is a coin that won't get tossed. I love this. I don't know who replaces Jack. This story's about everybody. This story's about everybody. Somebody called me the other day from an unknown number, you know? No, not really. That would be fun, though. Look at the glove save on Bob. Look at you, big dog. Not a great shot, but there's some decent defense there. I do think it'll be Foss, but I don't think he's bad. Puck off, is that something that, like, you know happened, or you're speculating? 93 versus Montreal in the Eastern Conference Finals is the farthest I remember them going. For Toronto. Yeah, I can't remember much further than that. And in 1967, their last cup, they only had to win 2 rounds. I did like Jack's playoffs, but he's just not capable of doing the day-to-day anymore. That's fine, it happens. See, that's... Andrew between the glass wouldn't work, because you might not know this. Andrew never shuts up. I love Andrew. But that dude can ramble. I can also ramble. I like how I'm saying that when if you listen to the podcast, I'm sure you're like, who are you to say anything about that? But Andrew will go on a point, and he will just keep going. Oh, I cannot stomach that. I can't fucking stomach that. And Steve Dangle's gonna have a heyday with that one. Yikes. See, like, season line. You're not coming back on this team down 3-0. What an unbelievable mistake. Right there. Get back in your net. As soon as you flub it, get back in your net. Don't hesitate. What a gimme. You could not afford that. Actual dog water. What an abysmal play. Maybe that's a kind of like, if you're looking for silver linings of the Panthers winning the cup, Tarasenko winning one on the ice is kind of nice. Yeah, this is the thing. They always bring up 2019, he won the Stanley Cup. Did he? Because I'm pretty sure he was injured and didn't play in the playoffs at all, right? Ceci is terrible. Cody Ceci is a bad defenseman. Hey, Tony, how's it going? I love Nick the goalie. David, I love Nick the goalie. I find him hilarious. I love that point. Pasta's performance against the Panthers in context of seeing McDavid and Draisaitl make it a lot easier to stomach. Yeah, and I think that Pasta really got a bad rap during that series, and I'm sure early in the series I had some criticisms too, but he was smothered. Like, he was getting double and triple teamed because no one else on our team was as much as, or even close to a threat. And he was still, like, making things happen. Oh my gosh, how many times you got to get a foot on that thing? Was Tarasenko playing? Did I completely forget about this? That Tarasenko played in those finals? Maybe I did. Maybe I just imagined it differently. I think that wouldn't go well, Andrew and Pierre Maguire between the glass. Someone's biting someone's ear off, and I'm not sure which one's biting who. What's up, Mikey? I also, for what it's worth, though we played better than this team or that team, I'm going to go with Swayman played better. I don't even know if I can really say, oh, that we as a full team played better. Remember all the people that scored before Zaka did in the postseason? Yeah. Well, yeah. Zaka taking 25 games or 26 games to score his first playoff goal is just insane. How many posts did he hit before he scored one, too? What is the game situation? 7.5 minutes left of the second. Florida's up 2-1 because Skinner sucks. Yeah, Swayman was the reason for a lot of those wins. Hear me out. Rebecca Ravenskill as an intermission commentator. Your last name is Ravenskill? Sister, that's the sickest last name I've ever heard in my life. It's even better than Boob Titsky. You kidding me right now? We did score more goals than Edmonton has. You're not wrong. Yikes, what a damning statement that is. Oh, I wish you saw Bouchard there. Ravenskill is a sweet broadcaster name. Oh, hell yeah! That's sick. You picked it yourself. That's awesome. Uh-oh. That was clever, though. Loki's surprised Sway is going for lots of money. Seems like the guy to go for a team-friendly deal. Not that he should have to. I think arbitration put that one to bed last year. I don't think there's any chance for a team-friendly one after a pretty, from what I heard, pretty awful arbitration. What we've all heard, really. Yeah, the Oilers can't find any space, which is a compliment to the Panthers for sure. Wow. Wow. What an awful turnover. Sly Cooper, are you referring to the goal that Lohrei waved off a backdoor pasta tap-in to go absolutely top shelf cheddar on Bubtitsky? Because, yeah, I like that goal too. Nurse turns it over and then stops. What? Who are you covering, dude? That's one of the worst contracts in the league. Wow. Have a good night, Echo. Seriously, Nurse is just nowhere close to worth the money he gets. Yeah, that building's not happy. Surprised Kachuk didn't pass that with his flying elbow. Would have been a sick pass, though. It's just, he did. Just sniper and cheese. Top shelf. What an awesome, awesome goal that was. Oh, yeah, I'd be calling him during the game. Be calling Edmonton being like, hey, you watching this, bro? Do you want to make a little switcheroo here? Drive for Olmark 1-for-1? That ain't gonna happen. It is Jover for the Oilers for sure. Nurse is making 9.5, right? Am I pulling that number out of my ass? I thought he's in the 9 million range. Jasmine! Another gecko! A leopard gecko! A gecko leopard. Gex! From the hit classic Gex games. Congratulations on another baby. Oh no, Bennett is a tremendous hockey player. He's just a piece of shit at the same time. Yeah, I'm hoping Lohrei does improve to keep us excited, because he definitely has the potential. Oh yeah, Gex mentioned. That was one of my favorites growing up. Game's impossible, though. If I remember correctly, he just really, really hard game. Wow, I guess Boston really did do the best against Florida. Crazy. Well, yeah. Yeah, let's go Celtics. Actually, what is this number? I think it's 9.5. I'm pretty sure it's 9.5. CapFriendly is not dead yet. Right? As I jump over there, hoping that it's not a blank screen. Oh yeah, 9.25 with 6 years remaining. Yikes. Darnell Nurse. Untradeable contract. Do you think we would have beat New York Rangers? Nope. No, I don't. I don't think Boston was going to beat... I don't think they would have beat Florida, New York, Carolina. That's it. Yeah. Those are the ones that I really have. Yeah. Those are the ones that I really don't think they had much chance in beating. The rest of them, I think they could compete. Worst contract, Nurse or Seth Jones? Seth Jones had a bit of a revival, but I'd still say Seth Jones. Yeah, they're not buying that out. There's no way they're buying out the nurse contract. Holy shot, though. I don't know who's stopping that one. Woo! This is going to take some sort of effort. Oh, that shot was not as good as I thought. I gotta put on my glasses. My goodness. God, Skinner is not... Yikes. Even Toronto is thinking this 4-1 lead is insurmountable. Have fun, Zach. Enjoy your drink and or smoke. Or both. Still feel this is going to be a sweep for Florida. Nothing's proven you wrong so far. This is such a bummer. I wanted to at least see a competitive-ish game here. I mean, if we're going to stay up late with it, this kind of feels like we can end it after the second period. I got a 5 a.m. wake-up time. Maybe it's not even worth sticking around for this one. Yeah, let's get Bussy up there. See what he's got. Yeah, Jasmine, sorry. The wheels are really coming off here. They need a goal here in the last couple of minutes of this period. They need something to turn the momentum a little bit. Yeah, no, Florida is not blowing this lead, but if they even have a shot at this, they need to get something in the last couple of minutes. And honestly, it's disappointing just because, I mean, we would love a finals to be entertaining, you know? We just haven't... This hasn't felt like a very good playoffs this year. Ella, I think Kachek's going to put a lot more than his mouth guard in the cup. Yeah, actually, just put, like, can we put the E-Bug goalie in? Just to make it a little more interesting. I don't remember what the 95 series was. Yeah, every game, like, none of these games have been close. No overtimes, nothing. Not enough game sevens, not enough overtimes, not enough series that truly felt like either team could win it. Like, I'm fine with the playoffs that the first round's the best round, because usually that kind of is the way it goes. There's so many great series going on, but man, this has just not been a great one. Yeah, get David Ayers in there. E-Bug Tukarask, I like that. Yeah, I feel like, and it went mostly chalk. And even the ones that didn't go chalk were, like, predictable for not going chalk. That certain female is the only person that can help the Oilers now. That certain female might have sunk them. Oh, that's another thing. We haven't had... Oh, when's the last time we had a finals that was just a goaltending duel? Those ones are fun, too. Well, here you go. Missing wide! Stop missing wide! And that's exactly, like, that is the issue right there. That puck's sitting there for 2 seconds. That puck's sitting there. There's no one there. There's no one collecting loose pucks. No one's winning a physical battle in front of the net. There's no second chances. Come on. He's so far out of the net. You got to go around him at that point. Yeah, it would be 2011, except for there were multiple blowouts in that series, too. It didn't end up being a goaltending battle, but it certainly could have been. Kaprizov vs. Khabibulin was good. This is kind of off topic, but I just saw Fleury mentioned. Do you remember when Fleury's reputation was so bad in the playoffs that they brought in Vokun just to play in the playoffs for them? The Penguins did. Barkov by far is my... Well, no, I guess it would have to be Bob. I just immediately say Barkov because he's been excellent, but if Bob goes through this series with a 950, how is he not the Conn Smythe? I would have scored there and I can't even skate. I wish Datsuk was standing there. He would have just flipped it over his head. The softest of hands. How bad has the reffing been? Not the story at all. Not even close. Reffing's been a non-story, I would say, in this one. The 8 goals the Nucks scored in that 2011 series are still lowest for a 7-game series. Yeah, but I don't feel like Luongo was all that good in that series. Edmonton, sit down! Lugo was excellent in Vancouver. Well, yeah. Till game 7. And minus 50,000 to win the Conn Smythe. Florida has been the better team. I agree with that for the most part. And Skinner just never has the big save. And Bob seems to have all of them right now. .800 save percentage. That sounds like any Chell goalie I ever have. I do love that he went, Edmonton, sit down! He was basically telling the fans it's over. I'm not really sure how that was goaltender interference. Maybe he did something while he was on top of him. A little extra thrusting in there. Price versus Vasi was epic. Was it? I don't remember that at all. No call. I'd like to see a replay of that one. And Bob with a nice save there. That's nice and simple. Nice and simple. About the reffing. The ref's got to be at least part of the story, right? Maybe I'll go back and take a look at that series. Oh, now they'll call it when there's 30 seconds left of it. Okay. I want to see that trip again. Yeah, the Oilers are so cooked, man. This is bad. This is bad. Can we get the trip again? Let me see it. Come on, you know what the people want to see. Let us be upset. That's a good call. I mean, Bob still has had some great saves, puck off. Like, he really has. Like, I don't think this effort in this game has been all that special, but especially game one, he had somewhere. It's just nutty. They're not going to show me the replay of this trip? Bastards. And that's how you kill the 4-on-3. God forbid that was tape to tape, brother. Jeez. What a waste of an opportunity that was. Tyler, what's going on? We're watching some teams play hockey. One of them is currently being demolished. Yeah, Bob, good save again. Oh, man, they're going to need something early. They're going to need something early in the third. They need to get this building back into it. I think it's hockey we're watching. That or cricket. I've been told that the U.S. is doing some cricket stuff now. I agree. I'm not like an actual Bob fan, but he had a couple there late in this game. It's just crazy how the Oilers went back in time to October. This is just not a good team right now. 2 goals in 8 periods. That's just hard to win a series like that. This series has been abysmal for the fans. They need to watch Bees versus Toronto in the intermission. Hell yeah. Oilers are giving second period Bruins. All right, let's move away from that. All right, I'm gonna go grab a drink and I'll be right back. Just 2 seconds. We're back. There's a lot of comments. Florida's still making you want to throw stuff at the TV. I mean, I've come to terms with Florida winning this series. I think most of us should. I just don't know how many people chose the Oilers so consistently to win this series. Yeah, Robbie, I'm with you. This series sucks. Oh, it's talking about the chair again. God, you guys really love the chair. Did any of the dogs make a guest appearance when I walked away last time? Lauco. Yeah, I really hope we get to see what Lauco can do more consistently next year. B chair 1C for life. I know what you're doing. Yeah, I do think Dallas matches up better with this team, but yeah. Team you're most interested in seeing Line end up with? What would be funny? Actually, this sounds dumb because I don't want them to be good again. But I'd like to see what happens if he went to a team like the Habs, because he's got such a reputation for just being this toxic guy. And I'm curious with a team that young if they're like just how that kind of goes, you know? It's tough being a fan of the sport in the playoffs this year. Yeah. It's just not a great playoffs. It's not a great one. And the viewership for Game 4 isn't going to be very high. That's a great shot, though. It really is. I'll try to cool it with Johnny Beecher propaganda at Dev Camp. I appreciate that. I just wonder how good you actually think Beecher is. Yeah, if both finals end up being a sweep, that's going to kind of suck. But I'd also really love for the Celtics to sweep. Oh, win in 5 to break the Game 7 bullshit in Boston. God, the home ice is the worst. Line 8 to Toronto would be funny. New Jersey would be also funny. Put Line 8 and Zegras on the same team. I like that. Ah, God, Kachuk sounds like a fucking genius, doesn't he? What a smart guy. Anyway. Game 4 should just be drop gloves. Yeah, why not, right? Wait, the ratings are up this year for the final? Well, I guess the final last year was an ass-kicking, too. Beecher will never be as elite as Morgan Geeky. You're not wrong. The usage of the word elite is probably what... You guys do this to me on purpose, I swear. Ugh. Beecher's going to be a great 4C for a very long time. Yeah, I don't even know about solid 3C. I think he could be an okay 3C. Finals last year was cable only. Oh, that's interesting. I hope they at least score 2 quick goals so we can get back into this game. Damn it, Robbie. Elite third line center Charlie Coyle. Forced into the top 6 this year. What a great job he did this year. What a great job by a lot of people on the team. Took a season that was really in doubt and made it an entertaining one. I guess if elite is based off of like your counterparts, like Hurdle would be the most elite 3C in the league next year because I mean he's going to be behind Eichel and Carlson. All the Yankees fans at Fenway Friday are going to be funny. The up and down emotions, perhaps. Yeah. Are Yankees still kicking everyone's asses? I'm not watching a lot of baseball. Beecher cannot play on every line. The only thing that really, I mean, I've said this for years now. Beecher is what he is, and he is the same thing on every team that he plays, every time. He has the athleticism and the talent and the skill for coaches to just go, oh my gosh, this is the best. I love this guy. Hell yeah. And they start him. Now, this didn't happen in the NHL, but it's happened in college and in juniors. They start him on a really high line, and then they realize that he's a complete black hole offensively. He crosses that midline, and he turns into a mess. He's just an absolute mess. And so he's a shutdown center, which has its purpose and is absolutely a useful position for this team. That's just all he is. Call it Matt Bolesky. Sly Cooper, I'm going to ban your ass so fast. I wish I watched McDavid more often. Yeah, a few of you did say that Boston would win the division or be in that mix. I thought they'd be a wild card team. I think I was in the more of the majority, and it's funny because really it was just that 10 games to start the season that put them on the track to that, and they basically played 500 for the rest of the year, but just made sure to lose a bunch of games in overtime. All the tools, no toolbox. And all the tools fall out of the lack of toolbox as soon as he gets over the red line. If the Yankees... if the Celtics win while the Yankees are crushing us, the party will be funny. That's true. Yeah, I mean, literally with Beecher, if you could somehow make him function in the offensive zone, he could be a middle 6 center. But that is, there is something to be said about consistency. The guy has been the same player at every level. So his improvement has only matched enough to be the same guy at the next level. It's really pretty bizarre. And yeah, Beecher goals are great because you're super pumped about it. But it's like any fourth line guy. I don't think they're still roommates. I don't think Beecher and Potsy are still rooming. Can't wait for a fourth line of Kuntar, Beecher, and Duran. Yeah, that feels very feasible in 2 years, maybe 3. Into the Den, that's going to be awesome. The watch party is going to be really, really fun. I'll probably be watching that game. Although I think I'm supposed to be doing date night tomorrow. Ooh, I should definitely make fun of that. Make fun of that? Make sure of that. Prior to the Bruins thought they'd be fighting for a playoff spot, not fighting for first overall to the last week of the season. Yeah, I'm genuinely impressed by what they put together. I can't wait for Potsy to be back too. I'm so excited, and I'm putting way too much pressure on him, honestly. I'm putting way too much pressure. Hey, Pugoff, who was your favorite prospect to talk about during that? Can we get a low-quality Celtics video after tomorrow if all goes well? Yeah, like, if it's not date night and I have time to do that, I could do that. The problem is I don't know basketball like I know hockey. So people are gonna have to be pretty forgiving for some of the dumb crap that comes out of my mouth. Oh, here comes the text messages about the game. A few people are disappointed. Can Beecher and Lori be roomies? Michigan versus Ohio State. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I do think that there being five young guys, that there's general excitement about. Like, people are happy with Beecher and they want to see him continue to improve, and there's no reason to not be. Like, he's in his early 20s. He's going to be a strong bottom six member for this team for a long time, we think, which is great. You've got Lori, who we think has top four potential, maybe top pair potential. I think he's a really, really, really good second pairing guy. You've got Patra, 19 years old, makes the show. Awesome. And then Merkulov and Liesel are both trying to make the push this year. I mean, that's going to be really exciting. So it's nice. It's a nice era for Bruins fans in the sense that we haven't had a lot of young guys to be excited about in the last couple of years, but it also means that the team's taken some steps back. Merk Liesel, most interesting to hear from Don about is Cole Spicer. Yeah, what do you have to say about Cole? Oh, I'm hearing my name. Just a moment. Oh, sorry about that. Be happy with one of those top 10 picks. Yeah, I mean, it would be exciting to have a little more to talk about in the draft. Dude, Jackson Edward is fun to talk about because he is a killer. He's just a horrifying human being to play a game against. Beecher's only a year older than me. It's still kind of crazy to me. Just you wait. Wait till most of the players are younger than you. Feels a lot different. Not a lot of centers in the top 10 for picks. No, not really. No, I don't feel like this is a do or die year for Liesel. His progression has shown that it's going to take a little bit. I think this is a year that if he doesn't make a push and be considered for the team, that says a lot. But I don't think this is like a make the team or you're a bust kind of year. But it has to be like a real conversation. It can't be this year. Basically, by the end of camp, you're like, "There's absolutely no way Liesel's ready." Like, we don't even need to be talking about it. We stopped talking about it. Yeah, there's young talent on the team, and that's what we're really leaning on. Is hoping that these guys really come to their absolute peak of potential. Because if they don't, then I mean, pretty challenging to. Pretty challenging to continue to compete. Lamp, chair, lamp, goalie mask. That goalie mask was actually made by Joel, who was in the chat earlier. And it's
just, it's so cool. I know you guys are watching the game now, but I can't express how unbelievably thankful I am that he made it. But it's just, it's got the logo on the sides, and the bear just so freaking cool. Ugh, you love to see it. Right. Anyway, I'm just gonna start gushing about it again. But the craftsmanship is incredible. More of a bottom six guy. Talking about Spicer. His compete level was a bit lower, but now that hockey's been taken from him, his compete level should skyrocket. It's hard to judge how someone's gonna react and like if their compete level even can go up, because some guys just have that and some guys don't. This is why I'm not very high on players like Kantar, honestly. There's a dozen guys like Kantar in the prospect pool right now where they're fourth line grinder types. And so I just don't. I mean, Kantar likes to shoot, which is nice, and he can shoot, and he empties the bucket, but I don't. He's not going to be a needle mover by any means. I like Brazeau. It's weird, and I'm not sure if it can possibly continue the way it had, but it's certainly something that you like seeing what he had this season. I can't believe Edmonton came out without scoring on that power play. Like, they needed to score on that power play. Oh, next season's Mark McLaughlin. That's not good. That's not a compliment. Yeah, Lorai on the power play should happen next year. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Yeah, I just think Liesel, I mean, there's too much talk about the negative when there was so much positive to end his season outside of the concussion. Any more news between Bussy and DiPietro? No, we're gonna get a little closer to Dev Camp, I think, and Dev Camp's gonna kind of make some decisions, especially if Ullmark is or is not still there. And that's the thing, is we saw a lot from Liesel after he got called out. And I think that says a lot. Don't let Bob put the helmet on, you don't know where to launch off to. Oh, I see. Cole Spicer had a grades issue. I see. This game does suck, Jasmine, you're right. Carlo, you're wrong. This game does not rock. I mean, I know you're getting the result you want, but it's not a very good hockey game. Looking forward to watching Hendrickson and Pelosi at NCAA level. Pelosi, yes. Hendrickson, I'm a mixed bag on. Yeah, living free. I agree. Like, Florida's just so complete. They're so complete. I think even without all the shenanigans, this is probably where they still end up, you know? Lorai over McAvoy on the power play? Yeah. I shouldn't be that quick to say yeah, but it feels like that's the direction that they might get to about midway through next year. If you think you're excited for Lorai on the power play until you see this kid Brunet. Yeah, problem is we have to watch Brunet 5-on-5 too, and that's not exactly the sexiest thing ever. That's not exactly something that he excels at, I would say. Is there a possibility Sway doesn't stay? The return for him would be pretty substantial, I bet. So, is a possibility. I think it's extremely unlikely that he's not a Bruin next year. Give Lorai some rope next year, I hope. they are actively looking for a guy a top 4 left-handed defenseman to push Lori down to the third pair. So keep your expectations where they need to be. Can't wait to tear into Harrison. He's so frustrating. Yeah, he's frustrating because you want to talk about the tools. The guy's got so much to work with, and he doesn't give a shit. That's not fair of me to say, but he doesn't work hard enough. Frankly, he doesn't work hard enough. Yeah, I wouldn't take Mark Divers' stuff on Liesel as gospel, because he said a bunch of shit at the end of the season that didn't take into account anything that had happened the last 2 months of the season about Liesel. And I didn't feel like, I don't think there's anything, I'm not like gonna go after Diver or anything, but I didn't think that those statements were very fair. And I thought his personal bias crept in to his reporting, which is something that you really try not to do. Ella, I did know Laura waved off Pasta to go Bardowski on Boomtitsky with an inch of space. What a gorgeous shot. So fun. DiPietro and Bussy are ineligible for camp. Yeah, I don't mean so much as their performance at camp. I think that's when we're going to be finding out more about the prospects and about word from the organization as to who might have the inside track there. I don't know if it's how pumped I am on Laurie or just how abysmal McAvoy looked there on the power play. Yeah, there's I don't know why McAvoy is so hesitant to use the tools he has offensively. Because it feels like when he wants to, he can create space and just get in on net, and he's got a great shot and got great handles. So I don't know what makes him hesitate the way he does, but on the power play, he hesitates with every action. Bruins meet, yeah, I think Liesel just needs a little more time. And I think this season, he might. This season, I think he does see NHL action. It's just up to him whether or not he sticks. I'd sign Krug just to quarterback the power play 1 over McAvoy. I would not. Better shot, Oilers or Mavericks? Porzingis was practicing today, so I'll go Oilers. Zach, I agree with that. Florida is they're faster onto the puck. And they just know where the puck's going. They just seem to be that team that understands what's going to happen next. A good team. Diver's right in that Liesel's value on the trade market is minimal right now. Oh, yeah. Minimal compared to what his potential is, for sure. This Florida one is making the Bruins look better and better. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Because we were, for the most part, able to contain Florida until, like, wheels fell off at the end of games 2 and 3. Which certainly had some extracurricular stuff that might have played a role in that. Hey! What did that bounce off of? I'd like to see a replay. I don't know what's about to happen here, but McAvoy can't hit the net and hesitates too much. He can hit the net, but he does hesitate way too much. And it leads to turnovers and bad decisions. Oh, if a team wants to make a deal for Harrison, oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good goal. What a bounce. Imagine getting hit in the funny bone with a puck just for it to go in your own net.
Just make it interesting, Edmonton. Come on. Flex those muscles. McDavid, you want to wake up? I don't know how you don't come out with the top line right after that. Put the pressure on. Get McDavid on the ice. Yeah, Bob is known for maybe not recovering as best as he should after giving up a kind of weird one. Looks like Monty just changing the lines every shift. I mean, this is a typical shift for them, though, where they get Draisaitl up with McDavid. Can't wait till Draisaitl's a Bruin. It's never going to happen, but I can't wait for it. I want overtime too. Let's get weird. Let's get wiggly. Yeah, I agree, Puck off. Get him in there. Get him in there. Yeah, Ekblad almost got a bad one there, but that's fine. Everyone's fine. God, Ekblad was atrocious in the Bruins series. He was so bad. I'm not sure how he performed in the Rangers series. I didn't tune into that one a ton. The Draisaitl dream died when they made the finals. Now he has hope. Ella, I love your faith. I would really, really love to see a Draisaitl signing. I would pay him whatever it takes to get him next to Pasta. I don't give a shit. Ekblad wasn't as bad as Trouba. I heard Trouba was bad. Draisaitl for Lot Mells, who says no. Robbie, you piece of shit. How dare you? But yeah, I'd make that trade all day. Think the Bruins will start Laura on the top power play or try and bring another D in to operate it? So they're trying to bring in another D so Laura can start on the third pair. But there's no interest as of yet for him to be like starting the season on the top power play unit. I think that's something that might happen over time through next year, but you won't see it game one unless camp is and preseason goes very much a certain direction with that. And also, I know we don't like this to be part of decision making and everything, but these guys are humans. They're working a job. Like, there's conversations that happen, and Monty has to talk to McAvoy, and McAvoy doesn't get to make a decision here, but he has to make the decision and sit down with McAvoy and be like, hey, we're taking you off the top power play unit. And that's not going to go over great. So, I mean, I don't think Monty's excited to do that. He's hoping that he doesn't have to. Also, Lohrei makes enough dumb decisions on the blue line that it's not like you're super pumped to just to chuck him up there until you feel a little more secure in his decision making. You thought we gave up shorthanded breakaways too often before. Oh, baby. I'll tell you, Brunet, as Puckhoff mentioned, is already better at not doing that. The divisional format has ruined the NHL playoffs. I'd push back on that. I just think this is a tough year for it. And some years you just don't have as an exciting run. That's all it is. How about you trade a core D and bring in one of the guys Carolina can't sign because they overpaid for Orlov? What? Slavin's up, not this year, but next year. What is Burns up right now? Which I don't want to bring in Burns. Yeah, Lorai's gonna get better, but I'm just saying right now that the coaching staff isn't willing to start next season with him turning it over on the blue line on every power play. Patra should improve, but I think you got to remember that there's still a lot of nervous energy around these guys. You don't know. You just don't know what comes next. And it's been a little while since Bruins fans had these younger guys to get excited about. And I think people kind of forget, like, they stall in development eventually, whether it's at 25 or 26 years old where they become a finished product or 20 years old. Like, they stop developing at a certain point. We're hoping Patra has 4 years of development left in him. And I think he does. Like, I'm not saying it just to be negative. We don't know what next year's going to bring. I feel like good teams get worn out if they're in a good division and then you have the Oilers make the finals. Well, the Oilers were the hottest team in the league from January until the playoffs. So I don't know if that's really a fair statement. They had the best record in the league, I'm pretty sure, over the last 3 to 4 months of the season. I heard a Draisaitl trade means losing Lorai. I'd do that in a heartbeat. Yeah, Lorai is not worth Draisaitl. Draisaitl is a true 1C. Like, yeah. Totally fine with not having Lorai. It obviously leaves a gap in what we have, but, I mean, give some to get some, and I would rather have a true 1C than a young second pair left defenseman. Shea, Slavin, and I think Pesci. Well, Slavin's not available this year. He's still got 1 more year on his contract, I'm pretty sure. I'd love to bring in Shea, but again, you got to think about cost. And also, when you say trading a core D, who are you talking about? Because I'm not trading Carlo for an improvement on the left side. That doesn't make any sense. And Shea is going to be pricey. Oilers aren't even cooked. They're getting smoked low and slow over Applewood. Oh, that sounds delicious, Skyless. Hell yeah. Oh, Zach, they're going to get their minutes. Lorai just might be closer to 12 minutes a game. But depending on how Patra starts the season, he's going to get, I would guess, closer to 14. Geeky for Dry would be an overpay for the Bruins. Yeah, yep, totally agree with that one. Ullmark, Lorai, Patra, and either Lindholm or Carlo for Draisaitl. Wow, that's a package and a half. Yeah, if you're not going to include picks, then... Ugh. You can't trade Lorai and Lindholm, right? Like, you can't just empty the left side because you don't have anyone else to go there. Other than, what, Wotherspoon or Peak, who play both sides? Panic could set in on the youngins if we start off at 500 after the start we had last year. Nah, no. I'm not worried about that. The youngins are very, very insulated by veteran hockey players. Too much experience on the team for that to rattle them. I don't know how you would ever trade Carlo. Injury, sure, but still, it's Daddy Carlo. I really think Carlo is one of those, he's more valuable to us than he is to you kind of guy. So, like, you just don't move him. Unless it's, like, deal that you love. Edmonton wouldn't take Ullmark. They'd want Sway. Plus, Edmonton is on Ullmark's no-trade clause. I believe all of that. But a Sway for Draisaitl move, I also do. Not just the vets, but also the organization. Yeah. I'd trade Zacha for an actual center. Depending on who the center is, sure, but Zaka is a tremendously useful middle six guy, winger. He's not a top six center. He's a top six winger, I think. Not like a high scoring one, but a guy that you're pretty happy with your overall performance from. It'd be Sway and Lorai for Draisaitl, plus probably a pick or a lower lineup guy. I think if you were actually serious about getting Draisaitl, there's at least a first on top of Lorai and Sway. I mean, I think it literally takes that kind of money to get a guy like, or kind of assets to get a guy like Draisaitl. I feel like Sween's gonna be trading some of these guys. Some of these guys meaning who? Like some of the role-playing guys, or is he really gonna go for a big shakeup? Bruins Nachos trade. I mean, it's on the table. It sounds like Carolina, though, is not as excited about moving him as they originally seemed. And so the price appears to be way higher than we originally thought. God, where was this defense earlier? And then the bad turnover again. At least get it over the blue line, man. Dry would probably want to go to a winning team if he's going to leave Edmonton. Yeah. Like the Bruins, obviously. Ehlers would be great. I'm not sure how we would get him. Yeah, not sure what the trade value is there, but it's certainly just not a lot for the Bruins to trade. There's just not a lot of assets. Gensel won't happen. Gensel's looking for money. Money. I mean, when you start hearing teams like the Blackhawks are involved, and I'm assuming when that kind of story comes out that Gensel's camp is okay with that. Excuse me. It's clear he's just looking for a massive payday. Because he's not going to win anything in Chicago for years. So, the Bruins aren't going to offer him top dollar. Pretty sure they were actually talking to high draft picks, which is weird because they don't have it. As in the Bruins were, because that's just them doing their job. I mean, you still take the time to have those conversations with those guys. And if there's a guy you really fall in love with, you're going to see if you have a way to get that pick. Oh my gosh. Nurse almost just put it in his own net. Going all in on the trade deadline last year makes everything more difficult this year. Yeah, totally. I am so glad they did it. It blew up in our face. It didn't work out. It was one of the most heart-wrenching defeats I've ever witnessed as a Bruins fan. And I'm still so glad that they looked Bergeron and Krejci and everybody else in the eye and went, this is the year. You guys either make it happen or you don't, but we're giving you everything you need to win the cup this year. And they didn't win it. In fact, they didn't. They suffered a monumental collapse. But I'm glad we did it. You gotta get that through or shoot. Brutal. Too many chances. Yeah, Nurse wants to be done. Don't rule out a huge hockey deal. Remember, Sweeney almost dealt Hamilton, Lucic, and Rask in one offseason. Yeah, no, I'm really not ruling out something big, but, like, I'm not thinking McAvoy big, you know? No way Lindstrom drops to 10th. I don't know a ton about a lot of the draftees, because, again, I just don't get that interested if we don't have a pick until the 4th round. Score check is going to be a 4-2 game with 6 minutes left. Florida looks to be taking a 3-0 lead. And my trauma from last year is back. That series is going to haunt me forever. It will. That series is going to follow us forever. I loved that team, though. And I'm so... Like, I know regular season isn't worth shit, but the amount of fun I had that year and the games that I got to go to and the moments I got to experience. I mean, they're just... Sports are supposed to be fun. And I loved that season. It was an absurd season. And people want to... Like, people always... Hey! Uh-oh! It's a little interesting now. It's a little fascinating now. 5 minutes left. That's some time on the clock. That's some time on the clock. Anyway, what I was saying about being sad. No, people are going to make fun of us and all that kind of stuff, but the joy we got to share for 6 months there. What a great tip by McLeod. Woo! It's a game. It's a game. But yeah, I guess my biggest lesson to people all the time with this channel is remember to enjoy the sport. Remember to enjoy the team. It's about winning. It's about cups. But man, that season was a hell of a lot of fun. Just ended in such heartbreak. Yeah, Joe, there's plenty of ifs and buts back then. I'm with you on that. And there's a lot of years where we felt like Bergeron didn't have the support. So, I'm not saying the team was perfectly run, but I think they did a pretty decent job. Uh-oh. Oh, careful for those thunderstorms, bud. Went to game 81 of last season against the Caps. I forget how that game went, actually. You said it was super fun. Excellent. There you go. I went to the record-tying game against the Devils. Get it in! Get it in! What the how did that stay out? Oh, that's one of those saves where you sit there and go, was that just the game? Oh my gosh. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think about that series is the 58 seconds left and the tip off of McAvoy's stick to beat Swayman. And just, it was one of those moments where you just go, the universe isn't going to let us have this. Oh, yikes, yikes, yikes. What the fuck was that? Jesus. It's crazy some of those years with zero support, yeah. And look, it's easy to look at our team and be like, what the hell? But we're not the only team in the league that deals with that year in and year out. And honestly, when you're not winning, there's always like, we don't have this, we don't have that. And you think about the GM. Oh my gosh, this is getting spicy. You should talk about not that. Good point. Whew! Get in there. Get in there. Don't slow it down now. Keep them buzzing. Keep them moving. Yeah, I don't think he actually got the stick of the skates there. Yeah, come on. Give us this. Let us have an overtime here. Ah, bad time for an icing. Oh, not icing. CC with the panic blast. Right back to his demon. Whoa! Ooh, I don't like that goal. Sweetie does great with less for some odd reason. Yeah, I mean, I do think Sweetie's a good GM. There's very little... Oh, you gotta elevate that. Oh, man. This is intense. It is a great save. Oh, you think about the Marchand breakaway? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's fine to hate the Jacobs family. I mean, they're pricing out the best fans, you know? It's so expensive to go to these games at this point. And it's just not necessary. You don't need profits like this. Insane. Oh boy. Uh-oh. No way. Oh! I thought they were going to get the lucky clear into the net. Cameron, are you a big Celtics guy? Yeah, owners overprice all the time. It's just bullshit. It's hard to watch. I talk to a lot of people who are Bruins fans, and a lot of them tell me that like they can't afford to go to games anymore. Especially family guys. Like I can't take my kids to the game. It's gonna cost me like $1,200 for one night to go with my family. Like that's just you can't do it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just it's too expensive. You can't you can't hit the first guy. You got to get it through. Yeah, and that's like the best part about the Bruins fan base is it was working class guys. And it feels like they've really gotten squeezed out. You should buy scalped Whalers tickets for $8. I mean, that franchise was never the healthiest either. You better get moving. They're not calling this with 30 seconds left. Come on now. $20 seconds. $10 seconds. Oh. Wow. That was anticlimactic. Sucks. Paid $15 on a credit card to sit glass of the Garden game 1 of the 100th season. That's awesome. That's really awesome. That's a lot of money. $1,500 is a lot of money, but that really is awesome. I went to the Worcester Ice Cats as a kid, or the Worcester Sharks first, and then there were the Ice Cats. Or do I have that backwards? Take out the brooms. Yeah, you guys got to get ready. I was watching Game 6 from 2011, and the difference in the crowd is night and day. Yeah. It really is very different. It's a disappointing series. It's just a disappointing series. Cameron, that kind of stuff gets me. Father-son bonding? Hell yeah. I just can't remember what was first. Ice Cats or Sharks? Ice Cats became the Sharks. Okay, that makes sense. And that's actually why the San Jose Sharks became one of my favorite teams to watch too. Hey Jasmine, at least you have some excellent eggs. This makes it less disappointing. Yeah, they've taken Draisaitl and McDavid basically out of this one. Or at least begging for a goalie next season. I mean, there's a couple saves that you want Skinner to have at least one of those. Just a big save. Yeah, I don't have a bad relationship with my dad by any means, but like I'm just not close to really anyone in my family, so it's nice to hear about other people going to stuff with their parents, and I don't really know what that's like. A guy tried to buy your Marchand jersey at an Atlanta Gladiators game. It's kind of bizarre. Yeah, I actually have to call it a night too, because 5 a.m. is creeping. I love all the people being like, hell yeah, Cameron. This is... Everyone loves a father-son moment. Matt, Will Smith looks like he's going to be absolutely dirty. Looks like he's doing a great hockey player. Oh, yeah, and Twitter basically... yeah, Twitter's basically in agreement that this cup final sucks. Yikes. God, I just wanted a decent series, a decent final. Have a good night, guys. This was fun. I know it was super chill. That I didn't juggle and do tricks the whole time. Maybe next time. But this was a lot of fun. I want to do more of this. I want to do it next season at times. If I do it next season, though, there's going to be games where like we do this and I can't do the recap because it's just a lot of energy and time that goes into all that. Actually, that's not entirely true. I could do this and the recap. But I like to take notes and really focus on the games when they're Bruins-related stuff. I can't believe it might be a sweep for the finals. What a lame finals. What a lame finals. Could be better. Oh well. At least my team's not part of it. Yeah. Yeah. Puck off, we'll chat. We'll chat for sure. Just do the skit. Honestly, I could do that. Next year, because of the way that I'm killing myself with these West Coast swings, especially back-to-back nights and stuff. I don't get any sleep. I might cheat a little bit on some games. I'm just like, I'm going to do a skit and then I'm going to bed. That's all we're doing. I think people would appreciate it. Do this and Doug instead of recap, so it's a little easier on you. That's a good idea. The Doug and Sean show has to come back too. There's so much. If I could not have to work during the day and we could just do content stuff, there's so many shows and fun things we could do. Yeah, every West Coast game went to overtime this year. It was, I mean, not literally, but it felt like it. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. This was really great. Thanks for hanging out. Jasmine, once again, thanks, not thanks, thanks for tuning in. But congratulations on the baby geckos. That's really fucking crazy and cool. And again, just so strange, but I love strange, so it really works. Yeah, puck off. We're gonna chat about some stuff for sure. And then I will make sure to tell Andrew that he sucks. I'll definitely do that for you. I love doing that in general, so it's fine. But you guys have a good night, and who knows? Maybe what day is Game 4? Is that Saturday? It is. That's a maybe. Game 4 is a maybe for this. But have a great night. And, of course, go be